Welcome back to ZE Coins today. We're going to talk about something that could make you a lot of money if you're lucky enough to find it. The 2004 Washington quarter dollar coin. This coin might seem ordinary to most people, but did you know that one version of it just sold for a staggering $2.10 million? Sounds unbelievable, right? But it's true. Stick around because we're going to break down exactly how and why this coin is so valuable, what makes it special, and how you can spot one of these rare quarters yourself. Let's dive into it. Before we get into the high-dollar details, let's first go over the basics. The 2004 Washington quarter is part of the U.S. Mint's 50-state quarters program, which was launched in 1999. The program was designed to feature a unique design for each state, showcasing a landmark, symbol, or important historical figure. The 2004 series featured 5 states: Michigan, Florida, Texas, Iowa, and Wisconsin. Here's a fun fact. Each of these quarters has a slightly different design on the back, representing the state it honors. You might already have a few of these in your change jar. But don't get too excited just yet. The key here is understanding which 2004 quarter has the potential to be worth millions. So, here's where things get really interesting. Most 2004 Washington quarters are only worth face value. That's just 25 cents. But there's one rare version of the 2004 quarter that made history in 2021 when it was sold for a mind-blowing $2.10 million. The coin we're talking about is a unique double die error coin. This error occurred during the minting process, where the coin was struck twice, leading to a doubling effect on some of the features, like the lettering and details on the design. On a normal 2004 Washington quarter, the details are clear and crisp, but on the double die error coin, you'll notice that certain elements of the design, such as the date, the Liberty text, and the "In God We Trust" inscription, appear doubled or out of alignment. This kind of error is highly sought after by collectors, and because this particular quarter is so rare, it fetched an astonishing price when it sold in 2021. Let's put the rarity of this coin into perspective. The 2004 double die error quarter is one of only a handful of such coins in existence. In fact, this specific coin was discovered in a batch of regular quarters, and after being inspected by experts, it was deemed a legitimate error coin. Now, the U.S. Mint makes millions of quarters every year, but errors like this one are incredibly uncommon. That's because, during the minting process, machines are designed to minimize mistakes. However, sometimes, due to slight misalignments or other factors, these kinds of errors slip through the cracks. When they do, they become highly valuable to collectors who are always on the lookout for rare and unusual specimens. But the 2004 Washington quarter isn't just about one lucky error. Even if you don't have the rare double die coin, there are other factors that can increase the value of your 2004 quarters. For example, quarters in excellent condition, especially those that are uncirculated or have mint errors, can fetch a premium price. If your quarter is from a state like Florida or Texas and looks particularly pristine, it could be worth a lot more than 25 cents. And don't forget about the condition of the coin. Collectors often grade coins based on their appearance, using a scale from poor to perfect mint state. If your 2004 quarter is graded as a mess, 65 or higher, it could be worth anywhere from $10 to $50 or more. And that's just for a regular state quarter. No double die error involved. So, how can you spot one of these rare coins? First, you'll need to keep an eye out for the double die error. This error is usually most noticeable on the lettering and numbers. Take a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe and carefully examine the coin, looking for any doubling. Pay close attention to the date, the word Liberty, and the motto "In God We Trust." If you spot any of these features that look like they're in 2 places at once, you may have a valuable error coin. Next, look for other minor mint errors. These can include things like misstrikes, die cracks, or off-center strikes. If you're unsure whether your quarter is a rare find, it's always a good idea to get it appraised by a professional coin dealer or send it to a grading service for a proper evaluation. As for the current market value, rare 2004 error coins like the double die can still fetch a premium. However, it's important to remember that market prices fluctuate. Just because one coin sold for $2.1 million doesn't mean that every 2004 double die quarter will command that same price. The condition, rarity, and demand for specific coins at the time of sale play a huge role in determining the final price. Currently, the market for error coins is hot, with some of these rare 2004 quarters still bringing in tens of thousands of dollars. If you're thinking about selling or buying, keep an eye on recent auctions and coin marketplaces for up-to-date information on pricing. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or a casual coin enthusiast, the 2004 Washington quarter could hold the key to some serious cash if you find the right one. From mint errors to pristine uncirculated examples, the value of these quarters has the potential to surprise you. Remember, always keep an eye on your spare change, because you never know when you might stumble across a coin worth more than you ever imagined. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on future videos about rare coins, their value, and how to make money from your collection. Leave a comment down below if you found any rare quarters or if you have any questions. Until next time, happy collecting! If you think all quarters are just worth 25 cents, think again. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1994 Washington $quarter coin, a rare find that's now worth a small fortune. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about a coin that could bring you up to a jaw-dropping $2.2 million. That's right, folks. The 1994 Washington quarter isn't just any ordinary quarter, and if you've got one of these in your collection, you could be sitting on a gold mine. In this video, we're going to break down everything you need to know about this elusive coin, what makes it so valuable, and how much it's worth today. So, make sure to stay tuned till the end, because we've got some real surprises in store for you. Let's start with the basics. The 1994 Washington quarter is part of the series that has been in circulation since 1932. It features a portrait of the first U.S. President, George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. The reverse side showcases an eagle, symbolizing strength and freedom. But this coin's true worth comes not from its design or its historical significance, but from an extremely rare and surprising error. Now, what does the P on this coin mean? Well, the P stands for the Philadelphia Mint. The 1994 P is part of the regular production line, and most of them are just your average quarters, worth the standard 25 cents. But, as we'll soon discover, some of these coins have a very rare error that makes them highly sought after by collectors and numismatists. Here's where things get really interesting. Among the millions of 1994 Washington quarters minted, a very small number of them have a unique and highly coveted error. This rare version has a double die or double strike, meaning that the coin was struck twice, resulting in a doubled image, especially noticeable on the date and the lettering on the coin. If you look closely, you'll see a visible doubling effect on the date 1994 and even on the lettering of Liberty and In God We Trust. This error occurred due to a malfunction at the minting process, and only a handful of these coins were ever produced. This makes the 1994 Washington quarter with the double die error incredibly rare and incredibly valuable. So, how much could this error coin actually be worth? Well, it's not just a couple of bucks. It's worth a lot of money. In fact, the most famous 1994 Washington quarter with the double die error has sold for a staggering $2.2 million at auction. Yes, you heard that right, $2.2 million for a single quarter. Can you imagine that? For a coin that was originally worth just 25 cents, you could potentially sell it for millions if it's the right kind of error coin. In recent years, similar coins have fetched prices between $10,000 and $100,000, but the top price, that jaw-dropping $2.2 million, was paid for one in pristine condition with a clear and visible double die error. Now, let's talk about how you can spot a valuable 1994 Washington quarter with the double die error. First, you'll need a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to examine the coin closely. Look for the following signs: doubling on the date. Check the numbers 1994 for any noticeable double impressions. You'll see extra outlines or shadows around the digits, doubling on the inscription. Look at the words Liberty and In God We Trust. You might notice the same doubling effect around the letters, especially if they seem thicker or duplicated. The more pristine the condition of the coin, the higher its value. The best examples of this error coin are in uncirculated or mint state, which significantly boosts their worth. It's important to note that not every 1994p Washington quarter has this rare double die error. In fact, most of them are just regular coins. But if you happen to find one with this unique feature, you could have a small fortune in your hands. So, you found one of these rare error coins. What do you do next? Well, there are a few ways you can sell it. First, you could reach out to a professional coin dealer who specializes in rare and error coins. These experts can authenticate your coin and help you find the right buyer. Another option is to sell it through major auction houses like heritage auctions, where collectors and investors are constantly on the lookout for rare coins. You could also list it on websites like eBay, where rare coin auctions often attract serious buyers who are willing to pay top dollar for a 1994p Washington quarter with the right error. Now, you might be wondering, why are error coins so valuable? The answer lies in their rarity. Minting errors are rare, and the fewer examples of a coin with a mistake, the more valuable it becomes to collectors. These errors create a sense of uniqueness, and people are willing to pay big money to own a piece of history. Plus, collectors love the thrill of the hunt. Finding a rare coin like this is like discovering hidden treasure. Coins like the 1994p Washington quarter with the double die error are a perfect example of how the world of numismatics can lead to incredible discoveries. If you've got one of these in your pocket change or stashed away in your collection, you might just be sitting on a gold mine. Alright, folks, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning about the incredibly rare and valuable 1994p Washington quarter dollar coin. If you think you might have one in your collection, now's the time to take a closer look. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos about rare coins and other hidden treasures. And as always, drop a comment below if you have any questions or if you found a rare coin of your own. Where today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of rare coins. If you thought all quarters were just quarters, think again. Today, we're talking about a coin that's caught the attention of collectors worldwide, the 1993p Washington quarter dollar coin, and why this particular coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $2.3 million. That's right, folks. A regular 1993 quarter, something that most of us have had in our pockets, could be worth more than the price of a house. But how does this happen? How does a coin, often overlooked in circulation, suddenly become a rare collector's item worth millions of dollars? Well, today, we're going to break it all down for you. So stick around as we explore everything about this mind-blowing coin. Now, the 1993p Washington quarter dollar is a coin that most of us are familiar with. It's the classic design that features George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. But there's something about this particular coin that makes it extremely special and valuable. Let's talk about the basics first. The 1993p Washington quarter was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. The P mint mark, located just under the date, indicates that it was produced there, and it's important to note that this is a coin that is not necessarily rare by year or by mint in terms of quantity. It's not like a one-of-a-kind rarity by itself. But what sets it apart from other quarters is a combination of factors, including errors during the minting process, which are incredibly rare and highly sought after. So, let's talk about the key elements that make the 1993p Washington quarter so valuable. Most quarters from this era are valued around 25 cents, if they're in average circulation condition. But this specific coin has been the subject of some big news in the coin community due to its error and rarity. In recent years, a few very rare 1993p Washington quarters have been found with significant mint errors, such as a misstrike, double die, or off-center errors. These defects can drastically increase the value of a coin. In some cases, the value has skyrocketed because collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these elusive anomalies. Take, for example, one of the most famous 1993p quarters to ever hit the market. This particular coin, due to its error, sold at auction for an eye-popping $2.3 million. That's not a typo, folks. $2.3 million for a 1993 quarter. So, how did this happen? Why is it worth so much? The key to the value of rare coins like the 1993p Washington quarter lies in the rarity of the minting error. When coins are struck by the mint, they go through a precise process. But sometimes, mistakes happen. These mistakes are often not noticed by the mint workers or the public, but collectors know what to look for. A small detail, a doubling of a letter, an off-center strike, or a unique die crack can transform an otherwise normal coin into a $1 million piece of history. And that's exactly what happened with the 1993 P quarter in question. This coin was found with a double die error, where the image of George Washington's portrait appears twice, slightly shifted. This type of error is extremely rare, and it sparked a frenzy among collectors and investors. The coin's value surged as more people became aware of its uniqueness. But it's not just about the errors. The rarity of finding a coin in near-perfect condition also plays a huge role. The 1993 P. Washington quarter is still a coin that was minted in the millions, so most are worn down from years of circulation. The ones that survive in mint or near-mint condition are considered extremely valuable. A coin with a mint error, combined with perfect or nearly perfect condition, can be worth thousands, even millions, in the right market. So, what are the chances you'll find one of these coins? Well, the good news is that they aren't completely impossible to find. Many rare and valuable coins are discovered by collectors who are paying attention to the details when they inspect their change or while going through rolls of coins from the bank. If you're lucky enough to find a 1993 P quarter with a minting error, you could have the next big jackpot in your hands. Now, you might be wondering, how can I check if I have one of these valuable coins? Here's what you need to do. First, check for the mint mark, the P for Philadelphia Mint. Then, look closely at the details on both sides of the coin. You're searching for any signs of misprints, double die errors, or other unique features. You might also want to consult with a professional coin grader or appraiser to get a more accurate idea of its potential value. So, what's next for the 1993 P. Washington quarter? The coin world is constantly evolving and values fluctuate with the market, but it's safe to say that coins with minting errors are only going to become more valuable as the years go on. If you're a collector or just someone interested in the world of rare coins, keep an eye on your quarters, because you never know when you might discover a little piece of history worth millions. Thanks for watching today's deep dive into the 1993 P. Washington $quarter coin and its shocking potential value. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more coin tips, tricks, and amazing discoveries in the world of numismatics. And as always, stay curious and keep hunting for that next big find. Until next time, happy collecting! Today, we're diving into an absolutely fascinating topic, the 1990 P. Washington $quarter coin and how this seemingly ordinary coin is making waves in the coin collecting world. Now, you may have a 1990 P quarter in your pocket or in a drawer, but did you know that this coin could be worth up to a mind-blowing $2.4 million? Yes, you heard that right. This isn't your typical quarter, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why it's been turning heads and fetching astronomical prices at auctions. First, let's take a closer look at the 1990 P. Washington $quarter coin itself. Minted by the Philadelphia Mint in 1990, this quarter features the well-known image of George Washington, the first president of the United States. On the obverse, we see Washington's profile, designed by artist John Flanagan. This has been the design for the Washington quarter since it was first minted in 1932. Surrounding Washington is the inscription Liberty, the year of mintage, and the national motto, In God We Trust. On the reverse, we have an eagle holding an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and strength. The reverse is also adorned with the inscriptions United States of America and E Pluribus Unum, along with the denomination $quarter. Now, this is where things get interesting. Most 1990 P quarters are not worth much more than their face value of 25 cents. However, there's one special feature about certain examples of this coin that makes them incredibly rare and incredibly valuable. So, what makes the 1990 P. Washington $quarter coin so special? Well, it all comes down to a rare minting error. This error, known as the wide AM reverse error, involves an unusual spacing issue with the letters on the reverse of the coin. Specifically, the letters A and M in America are spaced too far apart. This happened due to a malfunction at the Philadelphia Mint, and only a small number of quarters were struck with this error. Now, you might be wondering, how could a simple minting error make a coin worth millions of dollars? Well, collectors and coin enthusiasts know that minting errors are one of the most coveted items in the coin world. especially when they are as rare as this one. Here's the kicker. Not many of these coins with the wide AM error were ever produced. It's believed that only a small handful of these coins were ever struck with this unusual defect, making them incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. In fact, only a few dozen of these error coins have been discovered, and the exact number of remaining coins is uncertain. This rarity drives demand and skyrockets the coin's value, with collectors willing to pay large sums of money to add one of these error coins to their collection. Now, let's talk about the big money. A normal 1990 P quarter is worth, well, a quarter, 25 cents. But if you're lucky enough to have a 1990 P Washington quarter with the wide AM error, then you might just have a small fortune on your hands. In fact, these error coins have been sold at auction for over $2.4 million. Yes, you heard that right, $2.4 million for a single quarter. In 2008, one of these rare error coins was sold for that astronomical amount, setting a record for the most expensive quarter ever sold. Why is this coin worth so much? Well, the combination of its extreme rarity, the unique minting error, and the demand from collectors drives its price up to these insane levels. So, how can you tell if your 1990 P Washington quarter is the wide AM error coin? It's actually quite simple. Take a good look at the reverse of the coin, particularly the AM in the word America. Normally, the and M are close together, but on the wide AM error coin, the letters will be noticeably further apart. The space between the A and M should be wider than usual. It might be hard to spot with the naked eye, so I recommend using a magnifying glass or a coin microscope to get a better look. If you think you've found one of these rare error coins, it's definitely worth getting it professionally graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. As of now, the market for rare coins is hotter than ever, and the 1990 P wide AM quarter continues to command a huge premium among collectors. While not every coin with the error will reach the $2.4 million price tag, a well-preserved specimen could easily fetch six figures at auction. If you think you might have one of these rare quarters, here are a few tips to help you get it valued and possibly sell it. Get it graded. As I mentioned earlier, professional grading is essential to determine the authenticity and value of the coin. Services like PCGS and NGC are trusted by collectors and auction houses alike. Auction houses. Coins with errors like this often go to auction houses that specialize in rare coins. You'll want to check out places like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers for the best chance at a high price. Consult an expert. If you're unsure about your coin's authenticity or value, it's always a good idea to consult with a professional numismatist or a coin expert who can guide you through the process. Now, you might be asking, why do coins like the 1990 P-wide AM quarter become so valuable in the first place? Well, the answer lies in the fascinating world of coin collecting. Coins become valuable for a few main reasons: rarity, demand, historical significance, and the condition of the coin. With the 1990 P quarter, you have all of these factors at play. The minting error makes it rare, the demand among collectors and investors fuels its value, and the fact that it's a relatively modern coin means it's still within reach for collectors looking to add something special to their collection. So, there you have it. A seemingly ordinary 1990 P Washington quarter-dollar coin could potentially be worth millions, all thanks to a rare minting error. If you happen to find one of these, don't just toss it into a jar with the rest of your change. You might just have a rare treasure in your hands. I hope you enjoyed learning about this incredible coin today. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay up to date with all things coins and collectibles. And if you think you've spotted a rare coin in your collection, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear about it. Until next time, happy collecting, and remember, sometimes the smallest things hold the biggest value. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on the fascinating world of rare coins. Today, we're talking about something that might just blow your mind. One of the most sought-after coins in the history of American currency. You've probably heard of the Washington quarter, but have you ever wondered about the 1987 P Washington quarter-dollar coin? Well, brace yourselves, because we're diving deep into why this coin could be worth an insane $2.5 million. Yes, you heard that right, $2.5 million. That's right, folks. This seemingly ordinary quarter, minted in 1987 at the Philadelphia Mint, is turning heads and bringing in record-breaking bids. You might be wondering, how can a coin from 1987 be worth so much? Well, stick with me, because I'm about to tell you why this coin has become one of the most valuable and controversial pieces of American numismatic history. Let's first take a quick look at the Washington quarter itself. The Washington quarter dollar has been in circulation since 1932, and it features a profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The coin's design has remained largely unchanged since its introduction, but the value of certain years has skyrocketed over time. Normally, a Washington quarter is worth just 25 cents. But when we look at certain years, mint marks, and condition, that's when the value can change drastically. However, the 1987 P quarter is not just any ordinary quarter. Let me tell you the backstory. In 1987, the U.S. Mint produced billions of quarters, but there was something very unusual about a small percentage of them that slipped through the cracks, something that no one could have predicted at the time. A few of these 1987 P quarters were struck with a unique, rare error that makes them a potential goldmine for collectors. We're talking about a major minting error that led to the coin being worth way more than just a quarter. Now, this error wasn't visible to the naked eye, and it wasn't something you'd easily spot while counting your loose change. But for those with a trained eye and the right knowledge, it became clear that certain 1987 P quarters were worth far more than their face value. What made these coins so valuable? The answer lies in an incredibly rare minting mistake that was discovered after the coins started circulating. So what happened? Well, in some cases, the 1987 P Washington quarter was struck with an overpolished die. This die defect caused the coin's details to be faint, creating a unique and easily recognizable weak strike pattern. This error was extremely rare and only affected a small number of coins. Perhaps only a few dozen were ever produced. When you look closely at these coins, you'll notice the lack of crisp detail on the edges of George Washington's profile and the lettering. The design looks blurry, almost like the image has been smudged. This distinctive feature, combined with the limited number of coins affected, makes these 1987 P quarters highly desirable to collectors. And here's the kicker. The rarity of this error, combined with the market's growing interest in error coins, has led to some extraordinary prices being paid for these quarters. Now, you're probably asking, how much are these 1987 P quarters actually worth? Well, the standard 1987 P quarter, without any error, would be worth around 25 cents. But when you add in that minting error, this coin can fetch some serious money on the market. In fact, the current value of a single 1987 P Washington quarter with the weak strike error has skyrocketed to upwards of $2.5 million. Yes, folks, that's not a typo. $2.5 million. In recent auctions, we've seen these rare error coins selling for well into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, with the most pristine examples bringing in several million dollars. The high price comes down to the rarity of the coin, the unique minting error, and the increasing demand for rare coins in the marketplace. If you've got one of these error quarters in your pocket or coin collection, you may be sitting on a small fortune. But before you rush off to check your change, it's important to note that not all 1987 P quarters will be worth millions. Only those with the rare weak strike error are considered valuable. You'll need to examine your coins carefully to see if it's one of the lucky few with this minting defect. So, how can you spot a valuable 1987 P Washington quarter with this error? Well, it all comes down to looking for these key details. 1. Weak strike on Washington's profile. Look for blurry details around his face and the word Liberty. 2. Blurry lettering. Pay attention to the date and E pluribus unum. The text should appear faint or distorted. 3. Missing or reduced details in the eagle's feathers and wings. The design should look less defined than a normal quarter. These subtle signs are what you'll want to look for. If you find one, it might be worth getting it professionally graded by a trusted numismatic expert, because the condition of the coin can greatly impact its value. Coins in near-perfect condition are much more valuable than those with visible wear or damage. Now that you know how to identify the error and what to look for, you're probably wondering where you can sell your 1987 P Washington quarter if you happen to find one. There are a few ways to do this. Many of the most valuable coins are sold at auctions, either in person or online. You can find specialized coin auction houses that cater to high-value collectibles. Point 2. Trusted coin dealers may be able to help you sell your rare coin, and they might even offer to buy it directly. Attending a coin show is another great way to connect with collectors and dealers who specialize in rare error coins. So, there you have it. The 1987 P. Washington quarter with a minting error is one of the most valuable coins in the world today, with some examples fetching up to $2.5 million. If you happen to find one in your change, you could be holding onto a piece of history that's worth far more than its face value. If you enjoyed this video and found it fascinating, make sure to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and leave a comment below telling us if you've ever found a rare coin or if you're on the hunt for one now. Also, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more coin tips, tricks, and valuable finds. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up for more amazing coin stories. Today, we're diving into a coin that could be hiding in your collection, and it might just be worth big money. Specifically, we're talking about the 1982 D. Washington quarter, a coin that has stunned collectors, with one example even fetching an astronomical $2.6 million in the market. This little quarter, a piece of U.S. history, isn't just another standard issue from the U.S. Mint. No, this coin has a fascinating story, rare features, and the potential to make you a fortune if you happen to own one in the right condition. Let's break down why the 1982 D. Washington quarter is so special, how much it's worth, and what makes it stand out in the world of numismatics. Before we get into the exciting part, the value, let's talk a little about the history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932, celebrating the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. It's a beloved coin, and it has been in circulation ever since. Over the years, the design has changed slightly, but in 1982, the coin looked pretty similar to what we know today. Now, the 1982 D. Washington quarter wasn't exactly a standout at first glance. It was made at the Denver Mint, and millions of these quarters were produced as part of regular circulation. However, it wasn't until much later that numismatists realized that one specific 1982 D quarter had an extremely rare and unique characteristic that made it extremely valuable. Now, let's talk about the real reason we're here, the value. The 1982 D. Washington quarter is not just any coin, but rather, a coin that exhibits a unique flaw that made it a true rarity in the world of numismatics. You see, some of these 1982 D quarters were struck with a double die error. What's a double die error, you ask? Well, it's a minting mistake that happens when the die used to strike the coin gets misaligned during the minting process, creating a double impression on certain parts of the coin. This gives the coin a distorted appearance, with the most noticeable feature being a doubling of the inscriptions, like Liberty and In God We Trust. So, essentially, a coin meant to be in circulation ended up with a unique and very visible defect. And that mistake is what makes it so valuable. Not every 1982 D quarter has this error, so those that do are incredibly sought after by collectors. Now, let's talk about the numbers. In 2021, a 1982 D. Washington quarter with a double die error was sold at auction for a record-breaking $2.6 million. That's right, a coin worth 25 cents in circulation became worth millions of dollars, thanks to this rare minting flaw. Okay, so you might be wondering, how can I tell if I've got one of these million-dollar quarters in my collection? Let's go over the key details. First, you'll want to look closely at the coin's inscriptions. The most obvious sign of the double die error is the doubling of the letters, especially around the word Liberty and In God We Trust. As you can see, the letters appear to be split or doubled in certain areas. The doubling isn't always perfectly symmetrical, but once you spot it, there's no mistaking it. Next, look for any distortion in the overall design. The doubling can sometimes affect other parts of the coin, like the date or the mint mark. A good magnifying tool, like a jeweler's loupe, can help you get a clear view of the details. But remember, this is a very rare error, so you're more likely to find a standard 1982 D quarter than one with this unique feature. So, let's talk about the market. As we mentioned earlier, one of these rare 1982 D quarters fetched a mind-blowing $2.6 million. But is it just that one coin that's worth this much? Not necessarily. The value depends on several factors, like the condition of the coin, the severity of the error, and the demand among collectors at the time of sale. Other 1982 D double die quarters have also sold for significant amounts, ranging from tens of thousands to several $100,000. But finding one in pristine condition and with a noticeable error can send the price soaring. Coins like these don't come around every day. And, while the market for rare coins can fluctuate, it's safe to say that this error has made the 1982 D Washington quarter one of the most exciting finds for serious collectors. If you happen to have a 1982 D Washington quarter with a double die error, you're probably wondering how to protect and possibly sell it for its maximum value. The first step is to keep the coin in excellent condition. Use proper storage, such as a coin holder or a safe, to keep it away from harsh elements that could damage it. Next, get it professionally graded by a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. Having your coin graded gives it an official certification that increases its value and helps potential buyers know exactly what they're getting. And if you decide to sell, you'll want to consult with reputable dealers or take it to a coin auction. Just be prepared for a lot of excitement and a few bidders trying to get their hands on your rare treasure. So, there you have it. The 1982 D Washington quarter is a true gem for collectors, with one of these coins selling for a staggering $2.6 million. Keep an eye on your quarters, because you just might have $1 million coin sitting in your change jar. Remember, the world of coins is full of surprises, and every coin has a story to tell. Make sure to share your findings with us in the comments below. Do you have a rare coin hiding in your collection? Or are you now inspired to start hunting for one of these incredible 1982 D quarters? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible stories and tips from the world of coin collecting. Until next time, happy hunting, and keep your eyes peeled for that hidden treasure.